Hi everyone. So this is my fourth video. So in this video, we are going to discuss about some more 3D modeling techniques, and here we are going to cover revolve command. So what is this revolve? Basically, if you look at this particular 2D sketch, and you can also have a look at this isometric drawing. So how it looks from front and top view. So in this particular design, so we cannot be able to create too many cylinders one by one and extrude all that. That will take a lot of time and you will be using too many features to execute this model. So in these cases, so normally we prefer to use revolve technology. So in this revolve method, what we are supposed to do is we are supposed to design only half of either front or top view of the model. And then the particular section we can revolve giving a center axis, right? In this case, here you can notice this particular drawing. So let me zoom this. I want to consider only this particular top view here. In this view, all the dimensions are given except few dimensions which we can access those dimensions from the uh, top view here. And in this particular view, so I'm supposed to revolve this. What I can do is I can just take only the section of this particular cylinder or shaft, and half of this section I'm supposed to create 2D sketch, and considering this center axis, we can revolve the same thing to execute that as a 3D model. So I'm going to start the same thing on my Fusion 360. So in this new file, I'm going to start with the create sketch command. So sketch, I'm going to select this side plane. Okay. So as always, I prefer to create the sketch starting from the axis center. But before that, let me create one line here. Okay. So that I will be having a center line or the axis line, whatever you can say. And I'm going to start creating this particular sketch. And here you can notice all the dimensions are given. So if you want, you can start giving dimension, or you can, so just continue the sketch. Then later also you can give dimension. So I prefer to just create sketch first, then we can see the dimension. So I will start with the line. So line from here. So approximate the shape you just have to maintain, right? So this is the first line. So it's approximate here is very small sketch. So I'm going to start like this here, about 16 something, then towards right. So I'm not creating these chamfers because chamfer we can provide later. So I'm not considering the chamfer. So the bottom line here, towards right, again towards up. So this particular one, then again towards down. So then here you can see there is a through hole. So I'm just creating this section view up to here. Okay, so this is my profile. So just the same thing I have created here. So then I start creating dimension for the same. So dimension from here to here. Okay, so this is supposed to be, so 32.5. So half of that. So I can just type 32.5 divided by 2. Okay, and so this one is 20. So this is 10. And this one is given here 25. So 25 divided by 2, and this is given 20. So you can create anywhere. I mean, left or right, it doesn't matter. So this is also 10. And this height, this dia is given 15. So 15 divided by 2. And this one inside here. So this dia is 6. So this is 3. Okay. And now, so you can see all these horizontal lines are constrained, but vertical lines are not yet constrained because we have not given dimension of this length. So I'm going to start with this. So from here to this one. So this is given 8. This is like a baseline dimension, all the dimension reference to this particular line. So this is 8. And dimension from here to this line. So this is 12. So as I create dimension, you can notice all these lines are turning to black. So this is 27. And dimension from here to here, it's given 42. And last but not least, this one. So this dimension is 53.5. Okay. So now this sketch is completely constrained, right? And here is your profile, and this is your center line. And we have not considered creating this chamfer because chamfer we can create later on our 3D model. If you want to create here, you can create chamfer here, but you don't have option here on the 2D sketch because we have only fillet function available. So most of the time chamfer we prefer to create it on 3D. So I have created the 2D profile. So very simple. So nothing but the section view of this cylinder we have created. And then I'm going to stop sketch. Okay, finish sketch. Now here I have the profile. So very simple. On the toolbar here you can notice revolve, or inside the create also you can find revolve function. So revolve, it just requires two things. One is the profile, another one is axis. So profile by default it has got selected because there is only one profile right now on this particular uh, file. So by default software has selected the same. Now it is asking for the axis. So what I'm going to do, I will just select this axis, turning this to isometric view. So axis, I will select this center line, and you can select this line. If you do not have line, you can even select the origin axis here. So both are same. So as we have created this line, considering this axis center, you can select this axis line also. So whichever is convenient, you can select that. Once you click on that, software will show the preview, and then you can select OK. But before that, just like extrude, here also you can find all the function, join, cut, intersect, everything same like extrude command. So you can create the revolve, cut, all that. And then, so in extrude, we used to give the distance, here it is angle. So whether you want to execute 360 degree, or you just want to create a 180 degree, or you want to create 45 degree. So whichever requirement, so based on that. So right now this is 360 degree. So full circle, so you want 360, then you can select OK. So quite easy, rather than creating circle every time and extrude the circle, again create one circle, again extrude, multiple sketch, multiple features. Rather than that, you can create one single sketch and you can revolve the same. And if you look at the bottom here, so whatever you create, whatever you execute, everything will be recorded here as this is a parametric software. Any point of time, you can go back, you can edit. For example, if I want to edit the sketch, I can double click on the sketch here. It will go to the sketch mode. If you want to edit something, you can edit, right? Once you finish, automatically, whatever you edit, the dimension, everything, so that will update on your 3D. So the next step here, you can notice all these chamfer distance is one by one, except this one, this is 2.5. So remaining all, it is 1. So I'm going to start creating chamfer that is available inside my modified tool. So I can select chamfer here. Chamfer, I'm selecting all these edges. So you can select together. So this one, and this one. So except this, I have selected all the remaining edges here. And the chamfer distance, I will give it as 1. Okay. And again, within this chamfer, you have different option: equal distance, two distance, if it is 1/2 or something like that, or 1/45-degree angle. So you can select based on the input what you have. So in this case, input is 1/1, so equal distance. So I'm just typing equal distance as 1, and I can select OK. And one more chamfer. So where I have to create chamfer here on this edge. So this distance is 2.5. So I can type 2.5, then select OK. Clear? So we have created this particular shaft. And next thing, so we are supposed to create this groove cut here. So this thickness here, it is 3 millimeter. And the distance is given here. This is 24, and this is from the center here. But before that, you can also notice, so we have to create the chamfer at this interhole here. This is also 1 millimeter. So I go to chamfer. So I just finished this chamfer command. So selecting this one and this edge here. So this is also 1 millimeter, right? So now to create this groove cut, so I have to create the sketch again. So from the top view, I know this distance and I know this uh, length. This is 24. And the thickness, it is supposed to be here from the center. It is not given. From the top here, it is given 23.2, sorry, 2.35. So that is from here. So I have to create cut somewhere here. But the problem, we do not have any plane here to create the sketch. For example, if I go to sketch, so normally we can select this default plane, or we can select any flat face on our 3D model. But here, this is a cylinder. Here on the top of this, I do not have any plane to create the sketch. Or I do not have any plane to create sketch just below here, 2.35 mm. I have to create sketch exactly at this plane. So from the top of this, I need to create the plane below here, that is 2.35. Then I can create the sketch. So how to create that particular sketch? To create this plane, so here we have option available inside the tab here, construct. You can find there are multiple options available to create the planes. So offset plane, plane at angle, tangent plane, mid plane. So there are multiple options available. Later we will explore that in the next lesson. So in this particular lesson, so I need to create plane. So from the top of this towards down 2.35, but I cannot directly do that. I have to create plane first on the top of this particular cylinder face, that is tangent face. Then I have to offset that plane towards down 2.35 mm. So here you can see, if you notice all the available planes, so the one plane we can definitely consider here the option tangent plane. So tangent plane, tangent to this particular cylindrical face, okay? And you can notice, so software has already created a plane, okay? And it is asking angle, if you want to change the angle. By default, it will consider the origin plane parallel to that. Okay, I've selected top here. So parallel to this plane, software has created. If you want to give the angle, so you can specify. For example, if I give this angle to 45 degree, you can notice this plane will be exactly 45 degree to this parallel plane. And that will be exactly tangent to the, you can notice here, it will be exactly tangent to this particular cylindrical face. So I just need this 0, okay. Then once I select OK, here you can notice, so software has created one construction plane. So that will be available inside the construction folder. Once you expand this folder, you can notice the new plane which you have created. And next, so my requirement here that has to go down 2.35 millimeter. So from there, I want to start creating my sketch. So again, inside the construction plane, I can select offset plane. Already I have one plane here. I just have to offset the same. Offset plane, I will select this plane. This one I have to offset towards down. Distance minus 2.35. Okay, distance minus 2.35. Once after I select OK, so here you can see the one which I have created tangent to this cylindrical face. Another one I have given offset. So next step, I need to create the sketch, very simple sketch on this bottom plane. So with the offset distance 2.35. Okay. I'm going to create line starting from this center, but you can notice software is not allowing me to select any center here because I'm not creating line exactly on the 3D face. I'm creating line on the sketching plane. So software is not considering this 3D plane to take it as a reference. So what I can do now, so I can select option available here, project geometry. I need to project this, project or include. So project, I'm going to project this particular line. Project, I'm going to project this line. So that line is part of my sketch now. You can notice here, right? So software has projected that particular geometry. So that line you can see here, that is part of your drawing now. So taking that line as a reference, now I can create my sketch. So line starting from the center. Okay, now you can notice. So this thickness is 3 millimeters. So I just create line towards top, distance 1.5. Okay, and line. So this distance towards left, here it is given 24. Okay, the same thing here. Line, I start from the center again towards down 1.5. You can mirror also. So if it is too complicated sketch, it is better to use mirror function. So here you have mirror function. So taking center line, you can mirror it. So this again, very simple. So I'm just creating simple sketch here. Then I have to create a circle from the center. So I'm just tracking this point. So and I'm creating circle. Then I can trim this. The inside circle, this one I can trim. So now I have a profile. So just like this groove, whatever is given here with the dimension. So same profile I have created, then I can finish the sketch. Once after I finish this sketch, so here you can see I have a 2D profile here, right? So I can go to extrude, selecting this 2D profile, you can see. And now if I drag this arrow towards top, you can notice here, as it is crossing through some volume, software automatically considering that as a cut. You can notice here. And height you can specify, or you can specify here distance all. So in future, if I try to edit this dimension, automatically software will update this cut as through cut. Okay. So cut all, and I can just select OK. So then this plane I don't want to see, so I can turn this plane off. Okay, both the plane I can turn off. Then here is your final 3D model as per the given instruction or dimensions over here. Okay. So now, if you need to inspect this, right? So you can see this hidden lines and all. So if you want to change the visibility, so on your screen, here at the bottom, you can see the display settings. Inside the display setting, you can see the different visual styles. So by default, shaded with visible edge only. you can turn it to shaded with hidden edges. Once you select that, you can go to any parallel view so that exactly you can see whether it looks same as this or not. Okay. So if you go to the top view, visual style. So so shaded with, I'm not sure why I'm not able to see this center line, or maybe because of the graphical thing, I might not be able to see that. Okay. Let me change it again. Yeah, it is visible here. Exactly. These are the same size. So, and second thing, if you want to view the section view also. So for example, just change it back to only visible edges. And if you want to see the section view, inside the tools, on the top, you can see the tab tools. So inspect, inside the inspect, you can see the section analysis. By selecting this section analysis, you can select the plane depending on the plane selection. And here you can notice the section. So, and this again, the section you can drag front and back. So if you want to have a proper section view at some particular distance or something, you can change it, or you can just select the plane. By default, it will show the zero section view. Okay, so Y distance offset, I will change it to 0. So this is exactly half section. So this will help you to inspect your design, whether it's right or wrong, whether you have executed same as the given input. So you can check that. And once after that, if you don't want to see the section, you can just turn the section off. Okay. Selecting this, I can just bring it out and select OK. And last but not least, as I mentioned, so if you want to apply some color or any material, you can apply the material also. Now, let us apply the material. In the previous lesson, we have only applied the color, that is appearance. In this case, I'm going to apply the physical material. Once you select physical material, again, software will load the entire material library. And by default, it has applied steel. So whenever you create 3D, there should be some material. By default, it has applied steel. So if you want to apply different material, you have the whole set of material available here. So for example, fusion material library, so additive material library, nonlinear. So you can select based on the requirement. So for example, I just want to go with the material library, whole set of material here. So I can select metal. Inside the metal, you can see the lot of material available here inbuilt. So whichever the material you want to apply, so you can just drag and drop that material. For example, I want to change this to stainless steel, some grade 302. I can drag and drop on this 3D model. So once you drag and drop, even the appearance will also change based on the material properties. And here, now you can go to the body here. So there is only one body in this particular file inside the browser, you can notice. Selecting that, right click the mouse. So here you can find properties. Once you go to properties, software will show the complete information of this particular 3D model. So area, density based on the material what you have selected, mass, volume, physical material, material you have applied, appearance, every single information it will show here. Okay. And right now the mass is 158.19 grams. So if I change the material, for example, I will change this material to aluminum. So aluminum, I just select some grade 3003. Once I drag and drop, so it will apply the same material. Then I can check the mass depending on the density of the material. So now the mass is, previously it was 158, now it is 54 grams. Okay, so all you have to do is just create the proper sketch, constraint, then apply the 3D feature. So whether it is extrude or revolve, then so you can find out the proper information of your 3D model. Okay, so please complete this particular exercise. I'm going to share this PDF file along with the lesson. So you can go to this PDF file and you can complete the lesson. Okay, so thank you very much. So see you in the next lesson where we are going to discuss more about advanced feature of 3D modeling.